Welcome to Ready Set RC, and today we have the TRX4M back in the studio. And today, as I promised, I'm going to go through and talk about some of the parts that we've ordered that have come in that we can put onto this truck. I ordered the low gear set that I was mentioning before, the low control on this. And just to show you guys what the part number is, that part number is 9776R. And I had mentioned that the low control on this out of the box is not as low as I would like it. And that's why I went ahead and ordered the low gear set. The gears that are in the truck stock are more geared for trail mode. The gears that they have a high gear set, which is probably going to be more of their sport mode. They have a gear set for trail, which is what comes in the truck. And then they have the low gear set that you can purchase separately. The high and also the low gear set, you can also purchase it with the transmission all built out for you. And the motor is also included on that. A little bit higher of a price. I believe this was like somewhere in the ballpark of $5 for it. I purchased this directly from Traxxas, and we're looking to do the install on this truck. The other thing that I purchased were the wheels. And this is the wheels that I told you guys on the last video. Has a little bit of an offset. Now, that was not something by design by me when I was ordering this. I just saw these wheels and wanted to order them. But the plus was, they come with an offset, which is not something that I was originally planned on installing on this when I ordered this. But it's a good thing I did because it does have the offset on it. And then I had ordered a set of BF Goodrich KR3s. And this was the last thing that I was waiting on before doing this video. These do have foam inside, so I plan on installing that too. And if you guys are interested in the part number, there it is. Hopefully that is coming up on the video. Now, I know that there were some issues with the steering link, and a lot of folks were saying that if you do the default change to the TQ controller, that it would fix it. I tried it. My wheels, my tires were still rubbing on my steering link. Did not fix it, and there was no way of me setting my endpoint adjustments to allow me to prevent the rubbing. But as I told you guys, this is a very minor issue and simple fix. There's two ways to do it. One is to go with a wider offset, and the other fix is going to be the TQ controller. When I was looking at the instructions for this controller, a lot of it was telling you to hit the menu button, hit the set button, but you guys see the problem. There is no menu button on the TQ controller. When you go through the steps that Traxxas has to set it back to default, it just sets it right back to what it was before. So you have a default setting on the TQ controller, and I noticed no change in the rubbing. The rubbing was the same. So what I decided to do, bind my TQI controller to it, which does have the menu and set buttons on there. And with this controller, I can set the endpoints. I will show you guys what the steps are to set your endpoints on the TQI controller. It's very straightforward. There's about maybe 6 or 7 steps to do it. And I'm going to show you the results of what that is. Since I've already showed you guys the rubbing with the TQ controller, I'm going to show you what you see now with the TQI controller. The binding process is very easy. It's just like if you were binding any other receiver and transmitter to the TQ controller. You basically hold the set button, turn it on, hold the RC's set button, hold the RC set button, plug in the battery, the two will bind, and you're done. From that point on, you're going to go ahead and start the whole process, which I'll have listed in this video, of how to set your endpoints with the TQI controller. But I'm going to show you guys now what that looks like with the endpoints. Controller on, take the RC, plug the battery in, green light, got steering, got throttle. Now, hopefully you guys are able to see this. I'm going to try to do this like I did last time with one hand. shifting, and I'm hoping you guys are able to see. Look at that space. We're looking at this wheel right here. Look at that space that was not there before. No rubbing. I'm going to try to switch it. No rubbing. And that's by setting my endpoints. It's still in crawl mode, and we're going to address that part of it, the gearing with the low gearing on here, and we're going to fix that next. All right, guys, let's get started. So we're going to remove the motor and transmission, 4 screws right here. And as I said before, we're going to be installing the low gear set. Let's get that started. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. We're using a 1.5 driver. And I mentioned that on the first video. The beauty of working on this RC and having 1.5s in them. There we go. That's it. Here we are. And let's get transmission opened up. Gotta loosen that up. There we go. You guys can see that bushings throughout. It's not a bad thing to have metal bushings on this RC, especially if you plan on submersing it. Drive shaft. Come on. There we go. Trying to. And go right underneath there. Move that one. Oh, that one just fell right out. Locks right in. Yeah, I gotta swap out the pinion too. Interesting, interesting. Didn't know that, Traxxas. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. It's so small. But there is Loctite on their screws. It's not uncommon to see Loctite on Traxxas screws. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're gonna start to put everything back together. Get these screws back on, close up the case. Let's try something. I want to make sure before I start buttoning things up that it's all sounding good. Hate to have to do all of this all over again. All right, let's see how this. Sounding good. All right. And there we are, guys. Low gears are in. Kind of did the rest of it off camera. It gets a little, it's not hard to do, but there's some angles that I have to work, and I'm not worried about camera angles, so I figured I'd just get it done. And here we are. So next up, I'm gonna put the new tires and wheels on. As I showed you guys before, I'm gonna do this off camera. Doing beadlocks, it's not fun, and I don't think it's going to be entertaining putting it on video for you guys to see. So when we come back, we'll see these tires and wheels all buttoned up, and then we'll see how this thing performs with the slow crawl. So a few things I wanted to show you guys. One, I wanted to show you the offset difference of what comes with the Treal beadlock wheels. And then I want to show you the offset between the two wheels, between the Treal beadlocks and the Traxxas wheels. And you guys can see, I don't know if it's me, but the offset looks exactly the same. So the Traxxas wheels actually already have an offset on them. So when I put the Treal wheels on there, there wasn't much of an offset. Then there's something else I wanted to show you with these Treal wheels. I'm getting a little bit of play. You see that rocking like that? And I'm gonna shore that up a little bit. I'm gonna put some washers behind it, just try to fix that play that I'm getting in the wheels, because that's quite a bit. But these are weighted. I don't think I stated that before. These are weighted beadlocks. I'm gonna clean up the play off camera, just do some testing with some washers behind it and see if that cleans it up a little bit. But here we are, they're all mounted up. Gives the truck a little bit of weight down below. So to be clear, me putting these wheels on here, and if I kept the endpoints to stock setup, it would still rub, and that's because there are no difference in between the offset of these wheels and what comes with the Traxxas wheels. I would have to extend the offset on these wheels for them to actually prevent it from doing the rubbing on the steering link. Let's see the slow control And let's see how that has improved with the new gear set. Now these are the old gears that came with it. I'm not planning on losing them. These are the gears that would give me more of a trail-like function. Not only does the ESC have its own electronic function and setup of giving you the trail feature on there, but also the gears do too as well. So these are the stock gears that came with it. You have 3 gears for the transmission, and this is the actual pinging gear for the motor. Now here we are, guys, with the new wheels and tires. I actually like the aesthetics. It looks really cool. A little bit smaller, so I know it's gonna tuck in there and run up against the fender a lot better than the stock ones, but I'll be honest with you, I really did like the stock wheels and tires, and that may not stop me from putting them back on this. But I do like the weight. There is a significant amount of weight that's going on here, and let's just see how that slow control works. Let me see if I can put some of the old stock tires down, and let's see how the truck performs. Look at that. Give it a little bit more beans there. Oh. Oh, nice. Trying to give you guys an angle of how much throttle I'm giving it. Look at that. Oh. I'm not even giving it that much beans, guys. Now that one's getting locked in, and I'm going to give you guys a better angle. See that? That's what's happening. Now if I just flatten that out a little bit. Oh, I keep saying it, guys, and I'm going to be very clear. If you have not purchased this truck for the holiday season of 2022, you're going to miss out. You're going to end up waiting until probably February or March to be able to get this truck again. Because I can't see how this truck is going to stay on store shelves. I don't see it, guys. Nice. Look at that. And hopefully, I really hope that you guys have been watching this series of videos that I've been putting together. And the reason why I say that, it's not because I'm looking for YouTube views or anything like that, but you get a better understanding from watching this third video now. And it doesn't look like I'm just coming out of the blue talking about this truck. And that's why I say, hopefully, you've been watching the other videos. Because that is damn good. Wow. I'm I'm not even touching the throttle, guys. The throttle, I mean, I'm hoping that this comes up. Look at this. That much. Look at that. Now, I'm going to be clear. I did say that the shocks is the winner on this, but I'm going to be very clear in saying this. If you want to crawl with this truck, that low gear set is going to be the true winner on this truck. Oh, that gives you This gives you a crawler, a real bona fide crawler. Now you can start attacking the performance from a weight aspect because the gearing is now set perfectly for how you want this. For me, I don't comp. That motor's good enough. I don't need to do anything with that motor. And remember I said this from the second video. Want to put in the second gear set in and see how this truck is going to be once I have that gear set in, and if the motor is going to be the next thing that I'm going to have to address. That is why I don't need to. That motor gives a ton of power. And remember guys, I'm running this on crawl mode on the ECM. So I am not running this in sport mode or trail mode, the other two modes that are in there. This is strictly on crawl mode with the low gear set. This is amazing. This is a very capable truck, and we're going to see how it performs. As I said, this is a hard body, and there is some other factors if you're looking to comp with it and how it's going to perform. For me, as I said, with these wheels, I'm going to try to clean up this slop. I don't like it, and I'm going to try to clean that up. If not, I'm going to go back to the stock wheels. But I do like how these look. I like the bronze look with this, and it looks really cool. I just don't like the slop. There is just a little too much slop in there for me. I have a ton, as I said to you guys before, I have other parts on order. I'm waiting for those to come in. I have stuff that I haven't ordered yet because those parts are not available. Other things that I would like to get on this truck. I'd like to get the metal links. I would like to get a metal steering link. I don't believe there's anything else. For me, the shock bodies being metal, that's aesthetic. I'm not trying to do things for aesthetics. The drive shafts, I haven't really had issues with plastic drive shafts on my other RCs. So until they break, I'm not swapping those out either. I'm going to keep them with the composite drive shafts until they break. So the next things for me is that I would like to change the link, even though the steering link, even though I'm not seeing any slop in there, I just would prefer a metal link here. And with these, I definitely would like to see some metal on here. You know, that's one of the things I would like to see. I would like to see some metal on the links and take it out for a little run. But that's it. We're going to leave it here, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram for our latest posts to the channel. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.